Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, looking forward to another great day of racing at Ascot.
Yes, of course, headlined by the listed Mel Vista Stakes, 2200 metre race for the 3-year-old boys heading towards the Derby. Been won by some great horses, Adam. A few years ago, It's a Him, who had already achieved great things, went on to even better things. And of course, Boom Time after that, who'll be racing the same day in Melbourne in the Peninsula Cup. And last year, of course, who could forget Who Dat Singer? He's off to Hong Kong and he's kicking goals.
Certainly been a very good form race, and they're going to have to really impress though to catch the fillies after what we saw Royal Star do last week as well. So I'm intrigued to see that race and your tips as well. I think we've gone a little bit outside of the box for that race. That'll be coming up later on in part 2. Let's take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with though on the weekend. Perfect day for racing, as you can see. The Moobel Rally's out 9 metres, expecting them to be able to run on. Mark, let's get into race number 1.
Yes, it is of course the Tab Touch Plate. It's a race for the 2-year-olds over 1,000 metres, and Adam, our replay horse has some outstanding form. It actually won that race. Let's have a look.
Outside is Countess Natasha, followed further back behind them Infinite Beauty, Media Baron coming at Watch It, now Royal Strata. It's starting to get a wriggle on, going up near the cutaway. Many hopes though, Pure Gems running on in behind them as well with 100 left to go. On the outside, Countess Natasha, Royal Strata, look at Pure Gem, but Royal Strata hit the lead and it'll be too good, Royal Strata. Royal Strata gives the lead.
Nice performance by Royal Strata. I think when we talked about this horse actually going into the box seat, we talked about that first performance where it led them up on the occasion. The Simon Miller galloper sitting outside, it dropped back and finished well back in the field, and this galloper was able to run on and still finish in a nice position. It showed this class last start. I love the confidence from Craig Staples in the ride. He actually mentioned post-race, he said, I had no issues using the cutaway, and it was the worst part of the track because he said, I knew I had the best horse. It was as simple as that. The form lines have held up. Pure Gem has come out and won since as well. This horse is going to be very hard to beat from barrier 1.
Yes, and Pure Gem, of course, they're aiming that galloper at the Karrakatta, but also the size, 1,400 metres, looks to be an ideal trip for it. So the form certainly stacks up there. Adam, also out of that race was Countess Natasha. Now, running third on that occasion, but looked to have plenty of upside. Box seated, sort of came out and ran on fairly well, but should take a lot of improvement. A bit like Galveston Bay, who on debut didn't really know what to do. Next start came out, ran on and won.
I took a lot from this performance. I found it actually, I could definitely have it winning the race, put it that way, because as you mentioned, although it had the perfect run, was just outclassed late, is going to take plenty of improvement from that. The tongue tie goes on as well, gets a 1 kilo swing, it'll be running on strongly.
Number 8 as well, One Final Word, the filly by Sebring, well bred. Now, you look at her debut run, 5th of 8, I think, or 10 it was. Look, it didn't have any luck. It had to do a lot of work early. Sat outside of the leader, which was Cognac, and they burnt pretty early. She would have learned a lot from that race.
Winkers go on here. They don't have to jump from barrier 10 like they did on debut as well. A bit like what you said with Countess Natasha. This horse is just going to improve naturally. Really like that first up debut performance. So I think it can play a part in this race as well, but I'm going to go with our replay horse, Royal Strata, from One Final Word, Aldila, and then number 5, Countess Natasha.
I've got number 3 on top, the form horse, Royal Strata, from 8, One Final Word, 5, Countess Natasha, and 4, Time and Truth.
Race number 2 at Ascot. It's a 1,500 metre event, a 72 plus, and Mark, looking forward to this. Only a small field of the 9 runners, but there are a couple of classy ones that have been going around and been very consistent this campaign.
Yeah, a couple of speedy types in this one as well, Adam. Looking forward to a replay horse, though, Infatuated, will be having his 4th start in as many runs.
Tan just can't shake off Infatuated for the moment. It's going better than on the inside. Fath Noxious, a length and a half. Wayside looming up behind them, and then a further 2 lengths to Saker. Infatuated ran to the front though with 150 left to go. A length clear of Wayside, who's plugging away, and the same can be said for Saker, but Infatuated, who's backed up marvellously well from last weekend. Too good for them.
As you said, this horse has been backing up week after week after week, and I thought they may have taken a break going into this race, but they've decided to go in for it again. So it'll be 5 runs in 5 weeks here over the 1,500. Now look, goes up to the 60.5 kilos, so it does give some gallopers some serious weight for recent times, but I think this race actually really suits. Clint Johnson Portagon and Corporate Larrikin shows one thing: they want to lead at all costs, and they're going back to that strategy, even though they're going to have to carry a lot of weight. So who's Harry showed speed last time. Those two will be going out in front. If Infatuated can sit just behind them, really work into the race nicely, this horse has got class.
Yeah, another one, Settlers Creek, coming in for his 16th run this preparation. He looks to get a really nice run in transit. Also, Terra Force, Adam, backed her last week and tipped her for our box seat viewers last week. I'm sticking with her. She missed Strode at the 400 metre mark. He wanted to hang his head in as well, and just was out of action from about the 300 metres. Give it another chance here, especially at big odds. I think it can run a race with the good speed expected.
Well, you could do worse things than about Settlers Creek as well. 16 starts, hasn't finished outside the top 5, as you mentioned. I'm with you here with Terra Force. You go back to the run behind Material Man, it certainly was a nice performance, but the main reason here for me backing this horse is because of the speed that we're going to see earlier. The stewards report, you saw that Corporate Larrikin didn't race the same, not leading. So as I said, they are going to do everything possible to lead this. You're going to have the speed with So Who's Harry and Infatuated. Flying Roar can roll forward too. I can see William Pike just sitting back here nicely with Terra Force. It had excuses last start with the quarter, it's near 4. So I think they sit there, they attack the line strongly, you get a nice each way price, and that's why it's on top for me. From 5, Settlers Creek, 4, So Who's Harry, and 2, Infatuated.
I'm going with number 7, Terra Force. From 5, Settlers Creek, 2, Infatuated, and 9, What Did You Do?
Race number 3 at Ascot. It's over the 1200 metres, and Mark, for mine, this is one of the more exciting races of the day. We saw a performance last start that you could not forget, but then there's horses like More Races going around well. The Cerise and White looks suited here as well, so it's an intriguing affair, but all of our attention is going to be on our replay horse.
Yeah, a very rare occasion where the Cerise and White runners are outshone by Blackline. Now, this effort at Pinjarra was absolutely outstanding. Watch the red colours go further and further in front.
Finance and at the head of the others, Cool Witness, but Blackline given more rain. Quickly put up 2 lengths. Boca Up Lad, Remencore. Finance a distant 4th, but Blackline is sailing away from them. And he had a look over the shoulder there and said, ta-da, boys. See you back in the showers. Blackline's going to kill them. Have a look at it go. Blackline's going to win it by about 10 lengths and in a canter. Blackline by a day.
A filly by Blackfriars dominating over the 1200 metres. The versatility here is amazing. What a performance, winning by 9 lengths in the end. Was backed in from $2.30 to $1.30 on course and should have been $1.05 with the way that this horse performed. It looks to have serious talent from barrier 9 with the 54 kilos, the speed in the race with More Races. I think this horse can just sit on the outside and go through its gears. I think it's going to be too good.
I have to agree, Adam. I think they'll go to the front from barrier 9, the 54 kilos. That Danehill influence, the grandson of Danehill, look, he's got the speed, this guy, and he looks very, very hard to beat with a bright future. And we've also got in the race a really interesting runner, number 9, Glimmer Girl. Now, the second elect of the Cerise and White, Bob and Sandra Peters runners, but Adam, it drops from 1800 metres to 1200 metres. The blinkers go on. We've seen it at the last 2 starts. She just wants to reef and tear out in front, so they've decided to work with her, put the blinkers on. Jerry Noski goes on, and I dare say they'll roll forward.
Yeah, they're definitely going to roll forward. I'm with you. I think they've had enough of trying to restrain this galloper. It'll roll forward, put in a nice tempo, and the form lines are good enough as well. When you go back to its victories prior to stepping up in this listed company over the 1100 metres, beating Lord Devoutly and also Star Glitter. So with those form lines, the horse can definitely play a part.
Number 1, More Races as well. Hasn't this horse built an outstanding record? 7 starts for 5 wins and placing. The one failure was up the straight at Pinjarra. Goes up 2 kilos from last start. Shelby Botel stays on, but 1200 metres is no worry.
Yeah, it gives a couple of gallopers a bit of weight here, but I'm just really impressed with the way that More Races is going about. I think they'll lead through the early stages with the Blackline sitting on the outside. From there, I think those two can really put a bit of a margin on the rest of the field at the corner and just battle on. I can't see how this horse is going to beat Blackline, but it'll certainly put in a nice performance. But I'm going with our replay horse. It's one of the best of the day. Number 5, Blackline. From 4, Next Generation. 1 More Aces and 12, My Grace.
Couldn't agree more, Adam. One of the better bets on the card. Number 5, Blackline. From the 9, Glimmer Girl. 1 More Aces and 2 Minus Looks.
Race number 4 at Ascot. It's over the 1200 metres, an event for the fillies and mares. And Mark, I love these fillies and mare races because we've got some really good ones going around at the moment.
Yeah, and a lot of form lines, Adam. There's definitely some value in amongst these. We'll have a look at Conceded, though. Last start running second behind the very fast 3 votes.
Straighten for home, 3 votes led by 2 lengths. Running second is Marchand, immediately under pressure. A gap then of 3, Mighty Blonde, followed by Conceded as he goes to work on 3 votes. He's giving them a fair spanking 3 votes. Coming away now from Marchand, Conceded, Mighty Blonde. All interest in the minors. 3 votes destroyed them again. 3 votes over Conceded.
She's been sensational, this prep, Conceded, since coming back. A nice winner beating Presentatai, which has come out and won since, and then finishing second behind 3 votes, which is going to open up a very short price favourite again later on in this card. From barrier 3, they're going to get the perfect run. There's a bit of speed in this race with the likes of Jester Jingle wanting to go forward, probably distant memory as well. But I see her getting a lovely position, and you just know that she's tough. She will not give in the entire way down the straight, so you can have her in your 4 and be comfortable that she's going to finish in there.
Yeah, that quantum leap up in grade last start didn't seem to worry her at all. Number 1, Let It Slip, always goes well first up. 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Now, if you saw the trial, go back and watch it again because she She was absolutely strangled to the line and was doing her best work late from barrier 1. She will be hard to toss.
This mare has so much class. As you said, the first up record is exceptional. The trial was really good. You only have to go back to last prep. Her form lines around Light and Vein, State Solicitor and Cosmic Storm as well. They are good enough. Barrier 1's my only concern. They'll need a little bit of luck, but with the speed out in front, I think they'll be able to roll off the fence quite easily.
Right down the bottom there is number 10, Jester Jingle. Of course, this mare by Lonhro. She's very fast and she's very good. Daniel Stake takes over here from Lee Newman. The first up run I thought was only fair, but was 3 wide with cover. I think second up she'll have the fitness edge, and we saw one right down the bottom last year win as well, Military Rain, and didn't she go on to do some great things?
I thought the biggest issue with Jester Jingle last night was the way this horse cornered. It ended up being so wide of the track. You see the jockey change now. Daniel State takes the ride here. Barrier 6 has won second up before. She is all class. You only have to go back to that Jungle Mist performance, and that is why you have to have her in your numbers as well. But I'm going with number 1, Let It Slip. From number 10, Jester Jingle, 4 Den D and 5 Conceded.
I'm putting the 10 on top here, Jester Jingle, the mare by Lonhro. From number 1, Let It Slip, 8 Secret Doubt and 5 Conceited.